Welcome to Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, and we are just coming out of our third winter. You can see it's January 1963, and of course I'm running out of money. And the reason I'm running out of money is that I was really having to purchase the steel to complete this agro farm, because this needs to be finished by at least the middle of February so that I can get the tractors in here so that I can actually start getting my first crop in. But of course, in order to benefit from the crop, we're going to need to get this distribution center finished and this silo, and ideally I would like to get the food factory in place as well. Now, before I unpause the game, all I'd like to say is a big thank you for your comments and feedback. You guys give me just so much to think about. And also a very big thank you to the person who pointed out that my food factory didn't have any power, so I've actually had to move it a little bit, and that's why the grain silo here has actually got a little bit of extra road that needs building, although I did have to flatten these two to get the connection. Also, somebody pointed out that what I really needed was a rail connection in here to bring the crops into the food factory. And I did a little bit of thinking about this, and I know some of you will be looking at this and saying, well, why is the railway going into this warehouse and not this warehouse? Well, one of the problems with if you've got a rail track pulling out of a warehouse attached to your factory is that this factory is really here to feed Gosport and Portsmouth, not supply food across the entire map. So what I've done is I've put the railway into here, because of course the railway is a long time in the future, so we can bring the crops into here. And what I'll do is I'll adjust the distribution office so that we can move the crops from here to the silo here. More importantly, we can bring the surplus food from here into here, so it means the train will be able to take all the food away without having a detrimental effect on food supply to this area here. And overall we had a very good winter. Now, another comment I had was about the layout of this farm and the fact I'd used mud roads, and the reason I used the mud roads was that I wanted to get this laid out, but I also wanted to ensure that I could do a little bit of a test, in the sense of, because when the agro farm is finished, what I'm going to do is put in 3 tractors, and I want to see how much they are going to sow in the season. So there's a very real possibility that these fields down the end here may not actually get sown by the end of the sowing season, which I think is the end of March, if I remember correctly. So in some ways this farm is going to be a little bit of an experiment. That also leads on to this week's community update, which is, I think it's community update 10. What the devs are talking about is fields that I think they call them adaptive fields, and probably the best way to explain that is if I come into here, what they're saying is, say for example I want to put a field in here, and what you'll see is that what's stopping this field being put in is the red dots on the top right hand corner there. And what they're saying is that with the next update, when you put a field like this, you will get the field but with the corner chopped off. And we're going to be very intrigued to see how that's going to work. So there's a very real possibility we might be able to lay this farm out with a little bit more efficiency in the long term. And another part of the community update is that they're going to try and make the birth rate more linear. In fact, I think I can unpause now, then we'll see how quickly I go bankrupt. Yeah, they're actually talking about making the birth rate linear rather than this exponential growth you get, which causes lots and lots of over 21s. Now, I actually quite like the idea, but it's going to prove a bit of a challenge when you're starting out like this, because in some ways you rely on that extra birth rate just to get that initial burst of growth. But I mean, truthfully, that's not going to be a problem, because I've got absolutely no idea when the next update's going to come out. So I'm just going to see here. This is nearly finished. Is this road allocated? Yes, this road allocated. Of course, everything at the moment is absolutely really slow due to the fact that the winter's here. I really need another technical office over here to try and improve the overall supply. The other thing I'm also doing is trying to build this up here, this, not the footpath, the unfinished conveyor. Is what I would like to do is switch my construction offices to here, so that they don't have to keep going all the way around the top there to get gravel. That should make them a bit more efficient for laying out roads. Let me just see what's going on here. This is being built. At the moment the grain storage is in its first cycle, but we're going to need to import steel. And what I'm hoping is that I can actually improve my income a little bit. And one thing I'm thinking is that what I want to do is buy another open hull here, one with a lot more carry capacity, because what I'm hoping is, I mean, I'm spending the money. If we get to 20,000, I will have to take out another loan, unfortunately. But what I'm thinking is, we got a big pile of boards up here, and what I really would like to do is start exporting those to make some cash. Famous last words. Let me just see what's the job allocation at the moment. We've got conveyor, unfinished road, unfinished road, unfinished footpath. Another thing I wouldn't mind doing is gravelling in these roads here, but the other problem we've also got is that my population is filling up. I don't think we're far off of actually needing another block of flats or something. Here, actually there's a footpath here, I wouldn't mind. I think we can assign you to the Gosport Road crew as well. Because what I wouldn't mind doing is bring a footpath across here, and I'm thinking about putting a couple of flats in here on what we got here. New vehicle. I think this is the passenger hydrofoil, isn't it? Again, it's going to be a long time in the future before we've got that. So we've now finished this here. And how much is it going to cost me for sowing? So I'm going to buy 3 tractors. That takes me down to there. And of course we can cheat a little bit with the combines, because we can buy these. I think we'll spend that. We'll get 4 matadors in here as well. Oh, I need to push this up as well, so that this farm auto detects all the fields all the way down to here. Okay, right, so it's now auto detected those. Come on guys, I want you to build this. And what I'm half hoping is that we'll be able to gravel these roads once these areas have been sown. Oh, what's that there? I can see a bit of a problem here. Yeah, wow, got to do those. So hopefully these will get auto-detected as well. You're connected, just make sure they're all connected up. I mean, I will concede that this is not the most efficient farm layout. I'm hoping this will produce enough crops that will keep this area going, and also eventually feed Portsmouth, which will be over here. We've got the gravel coming in. We're still bonking along on the bottom here. I thought I'd just signed you to the Gosport Road crew. Probably forgot to click that, didn't I? If we can build this, we can put a footpath across there. I wouldn't mind. I mean, I wouldn't mind filling in some of these mud footpaths and finishing the road structure in here. But the priority for this video has got to be getting all this built, pouring the concrete, and we're going to need steel. This is where the fun's going to start, because I've got absolutely no steel. We're going to have to go for a bank loan, I'm afraid. Let's just have a look. Right, at the moment we owe 84,000 rubles. Because one of the problems here is you can actually get yourself into a little bit of a cycle. So the debt just keeps getting bigger and bigger. If we go to... And we're just going to borrow the money. And of course what we're going to have to do is repay this. I think we'll pay 84,000. That would leave us 28 rubles to pay off the debt. In fact, we've almost paid that debt off, I think, over me. They've let me off the difference. Oh, that's what I'm hoping anyway. And what we're going to need to do now is get our little super guy going. How's the exports for boards now? I was hoping to make a bit more money than that. I think originally we were averaging about 700-800 a month, but then again we're only in the new month now. What I want is the bigger truck should bring down more boards, so we should be exporting them more. What we all need to do is keep an eye on this, make sure that they don't actually, that this side of the export can keep up with things. So we've got 115,000 to finance our steel supply. Yeah, steel. You need steel. And of course, hopefully we will get out of the winter and then get things going here. So what's this? Notification message. The price of coal ore has gone up. It's going down, not up. Okay. Not that that's going to make that much difference. Actually, just have a quick look here. Yeah. So overall, we've got through the winter pretty well, actually. But I definitely think we're going to need another residence down here somehow. But I don't want to overload these offices. I'd really like to get this conveyor belt. It's probably waiting for steel as well, aren't you? Yep. You need 16 tons of steel. So we're going to have to import quite a lot of stuff because you need 16. You need 31. So that's, what's that? That's 47 tons of steel. And you're going to need 13 tons of steel. So that's at 47.50. So we're going to need about 60 tons of steel to get everything up and working. I presume you're shipping to here. If we've got the asphalt road here built, we've got our vehicles here, and of course what we're going to need is the cash to buy the covered holes to actually harvest the crops. Okay, what we've got here. Get rid of you. Let's try and keep. I'm determined to keep these notifications tidy. In the previous playthrough, they just got completely out of control here. So it looks very much like. Yeah, you need 10 tons of steel. On game. You've actually got. You're not busy. What I wouldn't mind doing is. Yeah, you've got the gravel. You just haven't got the workforce. What I wouldn't mind doing is allocating you. Gosport Road crew. Remember to do that. The other thing I wouldn't mind doing is building out this road here. In fact, I think I will do it. I'll go for it. I mean, that will give the road crew a nice big project to get involved in. Yeah, we definitely need some technical services. Actually, there's a little bit of road there. We might as well that as well. Get that built. Because it's very nice being able to focus on building up the farming, but at the same time I need to start thinking about what I want to do out here as well. Actually, something else I was looking at off camera before I started was possibly building a road through here as well. Because it suddenly occurred to me that if I'm building up this way, which I will do eventually, I want the ability for vehicles coming from here to go there. I don't want them to go all the way around there. Plus, at the moment, I'm not quite ready yet to build this. I mean, I know if I did it, it would speed up, but that's a big investment to connect all this up. And I think at the moment, we've got plenty of gravel. This is working well. We really need to start building in these roads as well. But as I say, the focus of this video has got to be on getting this grain storage built and everything put together quite nicely. I mean, if I can get to August when the crops are coming in with the food factory finished, I mean, the silo, the warehouse, and this are all low priority. But if I can get the food factory in, so we're producing our own food, will be something that's worth doing. Last chance to buy a tram. Well, that was never going to happen. Now, here's a question for you. Do you think that this game could do with an earlier start? I know there's a mod that allows you to do it, but I get the feeling that this game could benefit with, say, starting in the 1930s, or possibly, or maybe not quite so far back, maybe the 1940s, just so that you could got a bit more time to grow things up, because you seem to get from 1960 to 2000 incredibly quickly, and I do wonder whether there is actually a possible benefit in the start, that having the option. I'm not saying, so say maybe starting in 1930, 1960, 1970. I mean, that's just a thought anyway while I'm doing this. Right, we got that there. So we're now in February. I mean, a few more days and then we're going to get the hopefully our tractors are going to come out of here. There's here, too late for sowing, winter is coming. No, winter's just finished, game. You might need to update your messages a little bit. Let me see. How much steel have we got? Wow, as fast as the steel's coming in, it's been taken away. We're going to need to keep an eye on the money here. Exports. Boards. So we've got boards up to 2,000 now. How did we do last month? 1,000. So this month we've almost doubled our exports of boards, which is offsetting the costs of all that steel that's coming in. You need 3.1 tons of steel. You're waiting on steel. We're gonna have to be a bit right. These guys have got their steel now, so this job will finish. I think what we might be doing is we get a few more loads into here. You need 13 tons of steel, so if I can get about 20 odd tons of steel in here, I can slow up our little truck here. So maybe if we get him into a couple more loads. Here you go. Oh, you need fuel. Okay, I'll let you off. Is this allocated? I think what we can do is allocate. No, I don't want to do that. Right, we're now into March, so it shouldn't be long before. Why aren't you guys leaving the... I thought the sowing started on the 1st of March. Oh, we got the fields. Yeah, we're just going to keep an eye on this. This could be... Oh, no, there they come. They're going the way I expected them to go, which is to go up here first. Because the way the game seems to decide is which are the nearest fields. Oh, no. You're going down into there. So what we're going to do is, if they go up and sow this area, what we can do is gravel out through here. Right, 86,000. How many tons of steel here? Okay. Wow. Steel man, go into there. Let me try and make some money now. And we got 21 tons of steel here. This is finished, right? Thank you. Mechanisms, gravel. Could make these guys a little bit more efficient because, with respect to coming up round here, they can be able to come here. How are you doing? Right, this is built. What I want now is I'm going to take a footpath across from there to there. And we're allocate. Actually, there's a footpath there that's not built as well. What I'd like to do is get all the way down to here in this sort of cycle. Actually, what we could do is allocate you. Use some of these resources. Grain storage. And construction crew. Want you on this case here. Also, oh, we're getting over 21, so we've got to start thinking about some new residences. Okay, we're going to go modded, residential. I wouldn't mind some fairly big areas here. We've got some brickworks here, but I don't think these are particularly that big, are they? They don't hold that many people. 160 workers. I want some more workers than that. So if any of you are wondering why I've got all these village buildings in here, it's something to do with another project that I've got coming up. You got, this doesn't need prefabs, it just needs bricks. Oh, that's a bit big, isn't it? I don't really want to put that in. 162. I think what we're going to have to do is drop back onto some of my favourite ones again. 324. No. I mean, that'd be nice. But, I mean, that's got a lot of bricks. 27 tons of steel. Actually, let's just do a comparison then. That's 10 tons of steel. That's got 198 workers in it. 94 prefab blue. This is 24 tons of steel. Wow. That's big. Curiosity. That bit won't fit in there. This has got 200. Wow, these are a bit massive, aren't they? I don't think that really fits with what I'm trying to do. That does though. I think that will do. I mean, that's 23 tons of steel, 99 tons of prefabs. Yeah, I mean, we could get one, possibly two in here, couldn't we? We tilt them slightly. Actually, just knock that down. Demolish that. Just get rid of of course I've just messed up the road, didn't I? The footpath, haven't I? I'm always doing that. Okay. Cancel that. Just reallocate you to road crew. What was I doing? Construction. Which one was it? This one, wasn't it? I'm just wondering if I put in, I mean, I could come this way and we'd get 4 blocks across here. I think this might actually work. That will then send workers down into my tourist area here. It's close enough to the farm. It's probably a little bit far away from the school, but if we put in, say, a couple of big blocks like this, like that, probably another one like that. This is not, and another one like that. That should give me more than enough expansion. Not exactly lined up that well, but I think I can live with it. I often have mixed feelings about everything being perfect, geometrically perfect. There's part of me that, no, don't do that, don't do that. There's part of me that actually rebels against it being, everything being absolutely perfect. I think it's down to the fact that I live in the UK, where towns and cities tend to be a little bit hickledy-pickledy because they've all been laid out over time. So seeing perfectly geometrically laid out towns kind of grates a little bit with the way I see the world. Is probably the polite way of saying it. And we'll just allocate you as well. No, I'm doing that. Did I actually allocate you? Yeah. We got here. We got one over. I think at the moment the over 21s aren't overwhelming the system because we got people dying as well, but we do need to prepare for that. And we're down to 89,000, but we've got nearly all the steel we need for this. These guys aren't hanging around, are they? I think what we can do is get this built now. We can lay in the, let's just get both of them on this one. So the silo's finished. We need to get the distribution office finished. We need 1.6 tons of steel. You guys are kind of sat around doing nothing particularly great. I think what we'll do is lay that connection in there, and oh, that's 2 parts, but that's okay. Right, we've got another little bit of road here that keep pushing the road down. Possible road crew. Get both of you working on that, so if you've got a surplus. So if we can build this through, that'd be brilliant. I mean, I could really do also with improving my tourist area, but this has to be the priority, no matter what happens. They're actually doing really well, actually. I'm really surprised that my tractors are getting down this far, especially as it's only the 28th of March. I mean, there's a very real possibility that they won't get all the way down here by the time the sowing season is over, but I'm prepared to live with that. We need to keep the money flowing in, so we've got to be a bit careful. We're actually making a profit at the moment. That's because we're not buying steel. And next one we need to do, this only needs 3.8 tons of steel. Right, you've got, I think what we'll do is we'll start laying the groundworks for that. Okay, let me just we need to make just get some footpaths in here. You I don't want to fund the construction. That's what road crew. And we'll just allocate you. We'll support road crew. Of course, the advantage with building footpaths in an urban environment, that they're all going to be queuing up, ready to get this built. So I think we'll just give these guys quite a long list of jobs to do. And once, so we can probably allocate this one as well. And then once that's built, we can then put the footpaths down between these and start connecting in these buildings. Although, I mean, no, you're not connected just yet. Get these connected, and then we'll see whether we can get the school. Alternatively, what we'll have to do is put another school down here. Okay, what we got here? New vehicle type. That's a railway carriage. Well, that's not. How's the income going? We actually made a profit last month. Right, we got covered holes. How much is covered holes going to cost me? I want some big ones. You're 10 tons. You're 7 tons. What I'm going to do is buy 3 of these. And then what I'm going to do is do the your job is going to be to unload crops, not load, unload. And the other one is unload, and you're going to be to 90%. And what we'll do is, this is where it tells me I don't have enough space. No, cannot assign any more buildings. Okay. So what we're probably going to need to do is put a couple of cover holes in here to cover the... Actually, what we can do is a set of thoughts. We remove that one. Remove a few from here. And we assign you. Right, they're already assigned. And we put the... So if we put a couple of covered holes into the farm, they should cover these in this local area, and then the distribution office should cover all the ones down here. Looks like we got a new, not assign more buildings. Yeah, we're gonna have to get a couple of covered holes in here, but we're okay at the moment. What is this here? Oh, this is the EGK 80, which is a really good track laying vehicle. Unfortunately, I don't have any. So we've got this distribution office here. Actually, let me just try something. Here. Remove the small fields. We've got medium field. Right. Already assigned, already assigned, already assigned, already assigned, already assigned. So they are all assigned. What I'd like to do is assign you to that. And then, because that's actually like the bigger, more important one to do. And I think to start with, what we're going to do is get a single covered hole in here. Where is it? At the moment, you've got nowhere to deliver stuff. So what we're going to do is start with the onward delivery to unload there, drops. And you're going to collect from there. And what we're going to do is just add these two small fields to it as well. I need another silo, don't I? We'll take out this warehouse. And what you guys are going to do is to completely deliver to here. I mean, if it fills up, it fills up. And then you can onward ship to here. What jobs have you got? Nothing. Oh, slipped up, slipped up. Kind of part of me says go for the silo. Now I think the food factory. If we lose crops, then that's all there is to it. I mean, right, we're out of steel. I'm gonna have to borrow more money, aren't I? We need 65 tons of steel for that. We're still kind of bonking along the bottom here. I think we're going to have to assign the construction crew to you. We've got this road built out here. We're only in April at the moment, so we should be able to get that built. And Gosport Road crew. Right, this is built as well. Keep pushing you down there. Gosport Road crew. Let's see what we got. We got this is built, this is built, this is built. I think we're assigning this to the Gosport Road crew as well. Yeah, I think if we get the food factory built, that means that we can start to ship the crops to the food factory, and that should speed up the overall process in theory. Actually, I've just noticed something. What we'll do is we'll get that built. Right, I need to slow up my the need for construction processes. I probably need some more covered holes. I can't really afford to buy them. Oh, we got another. This is another track lane. This is the SM42 PNI. So if I calm down, I might be able to just recoup enough of this. If we build this, this is, so we've got 23 tons of steel in there, and we need, yeah, we're gonna have to start importing the steel again. I think what we'll do is we'll just wait for this to come through, and we'll just see how well that goes. It says resources on site and it's happy, but eventually once we finish this phase, we're gonna have to work a little bit more on bringing in some more steel. But ideally what I'd like to do is just get enough money coming here. In fact, just notice these as well, these need to be built. Otherwise we're not going to get our, I know they're walking up the road, but when winter comes they might not quite reach. Yeah, we're going to have to gamble that when the crops come in we can fill the farm and the silo up. I think if we can get this full, that would give me 936 tons of... Where's this guy gone? Where have you gone? What are you doing? We're not getting any harvesting done just yet. Custom warehouse. Got no power supply, but that shouldn't be a problem. When eventually I'll probably put a substation in here anyway, because I might want to use this space. Because I was looking at the potential for a brickworks up here, but part of me says that I might be able to put a brickworks down here because it'd be closer to this area here, but I'm still not totally convinced what I want to put in here. I mean, the other alternative is that I actually put a proper clothing factory in here with fabric, but the problem with that is that what we'd have to get in here is a fabric factory and a clothes factory in here. And I think if I remember correctly, where is it? Is it? Yeah, because that would get, I mean, once we get the crops coming in, all we got to do then is import chemicals. So what I'm thinking is that we could have like a fabric factory like that with a warehouse. So we could then have a warehouse for the import, and then we could put a clothing factory in this area here. But that's all a little bit down the road. I need to focus a little bit on here. Right, we need steel. Okay, here we go. Got my little trundle vehicle going. You need steel as well. So we may need to borrow some more money. How is the state of my loan? Where's that gone up though? We owe 150,000 at the moment. We've only paid back 21,000. I'm gonna have to stop my ambitious building projects. I think if we can get the food up and working, that will make a big difference, because imports at the moment, you can see food costs us 2,572, and we get, so if I can supply the alcohol production and the food with crops, that will then effectively remove 5,000 from my monthly expenses. And more importantly, if we can produce enough food, we might be able to actually export a little bit of food, although I have to be a bit careful with that. So we're coming up to May. This is nearly built. I think we're getting we might be able to get this bit built before the harvesting season starts. Although, I mean, that's, why are you sewing in there? That got something to do with the order of the allocation. I mean, we got a little bit growing here. I mean, these guys need gravel. I've probably overloaded the system a little bit too much. I don't know. Let me just see. And we got another. I want to keep. This is one area I definitely want finished by winter next year. If we can build down to here, what I can do then is do this connection. Okay, you're actually building. I think the prefabs are, the sheer cost of the prefabs as well is probably having an impact. Right, we still need 56 tons of 48 tons of steel here. Just had I mean, it's possible. I mean, to be honest, if I run out of money again, I will take a loan, because I think getting this food factory built and possibly this silo built, if we can get that done before summer, I think that will actually reap benefits. And even if it means we're going to buy an extra couple of trucks here, I mean, I could add. What's the distribution office? We could put in. I think I'd rather add an extra covered hole here to move the crops up to here. I think that will give me more control. I know effectively it's a bit of a waste having these trucks parked here doing nothing, but I think in the long term. So we got all our fields are growing. What we can do is sneak you into there. Actually, I'll possibly do one into there as well, and we can get that finished and that done. That we should be able to get that done by the end of the growing season. I mean, this is still growing. You need 49 tons of steel. Also, we still don't have any of 21s at the moment, but that's good. Whoops, need that built. A little bit of a fail there. Anything else that's not quite finished? Building this is going to be a bit tricky because we need to get supplies into here. I mean, we could probably cheat with the road here. There's the school here. Let's see, can you... Yeah, so we're going to have an education problem here. Because these guys, they've got to walk through this road here. I might be able to fix it by coming down like that. Let's do it the quick way. Having a more direct path up here. We've put in some of these that the residents from here should be able to get to the school, but at the end of the day, if I've got to build another school, it's not a big problem. We can put a school. In fact, I can plan it in here now. I'm actually looking at it. So we'll put a school in here. And we won't allocate that just yet, because eventually we're going to put out more residential stuff here. We're going to need to bring power down. We also need to bring some heating down, because we're starting to get fairly close to the limits of the heating here, aren't we? Yeah. So what we'll probably have to do is bring down another heating plant just over here. What have we got here? Train set. Yes, thank you. Once we got this farm up and running, what I'll do then is shift the focus back up to here. It'd be nice to start producing our own prefabs as well, and of course our own concrete. Although I think the concrete plant is going to need coal, so we're going to have to, and we don't actually have so the coal is going to have to be delivered directly from the customs office. So what we may have to do is put in another dumper here. Either that or put dumpers into here. Oh. Yeah, let me just... You still need 28 tons of steel. So you need another 14. And we've got here. We've got Yeah, we're gonna have to take out another loan. No way we're making enough to cover. Yeah, we're losing lots of money. We lost 25,000, 32,000 this month. Okay, I could see defeat game. I think we're up to 200,000 or that. And I'm not going to pay off the full amount. I think what we're going to do is pay about 80,000 off of that. That reduces this to 65,000. And then that gives me 147,000 to play with. I just feel that I need to get these built before August. And I think it's going to be worth borrowing the money to do it. So if we can get this new block of flats ready, but finished, we've got this finished, get these roads built, get the food factory built. We've now got the factory. I mean, the warehouse and the that can come with time. So, I mean, we've got a nice workforce just walking in here, so we don't really need the buses delivering workforce to here, which is good. So this is really coming together really quickly, which is brilliant. And you can see the steel's flowing out very quickly as well. I think what I will do, just in case I forget, we will buy... I'm going to put 2 covered holes in here to work with the farm, because it pays to have a couple in here just as a backup should that these get cluttered up somehow. Right. Resources on site. You actually need bricks now. We've got a brick shortage. Here comes the bricks. I don't really want to put an extra. Yeah, I mean, you only need 64 tons of bricks. Wow. Okay, how much are we exporting in the way of boards now? Let's see here. That sounds suspiciously like we're exporting all our boards. Okay, so we've run out of boards now. I think what we can do is I'm going to send you to there for the moment. Because we've effectively got ahead of our production here. Do we need to put some... Just get some more into there. Probably do a... Shouldn't be doing this, but got here. You've got 4 tons. You've got 4.5. Drop another one of those in, so that you can start bringing in more from that point of view. So we got more exports from boards. Okay, we've got 8.17 tons of steel. You only need 1.7 tons more. And you need 7.6. If we can get about 20 tons of steel in here, we'll give this guy one more run. And then we're going to shut him down, because we've got to make some money. I can't keep building up my debts. And I know I said earlier on that we shouldn't have 2 actual debts running, but I don't think I've really got a lot of choice at the moment. Okay, we're in June. Growing season there. We've got this built now. I push my luck a little bit further. We can build that in and just finish off this bit of road here. When it's only uses gravel. Anything else? That's the road crew are effectively doing nothing at the moment. We've now got this built here. We can put in these 2 footpaths here. We can allocate you, road crew. Of course, the only cost we got here is with fuel, because we're manufacturing our own gravel, and we can come down, have a little snick there, get this built. Okay. Right, where's my steel guy? There we are. Back to the depot. I can't afford you anymore. So we need bricks. It's bricks is the limiting factor now. I think what we'll do is we'll leave this guy in here, and then when I want it, we'll move the little one out. This guy, let me just see. You carry 12 tons. You carry 13. I think what I'm going to need to do is leave 2 open holes in here now to support the construction industry for the moment. Well, somebody else getting in. They don't hang about when they get stuck. If they can get past them, they will take it, won't they? What have you got left here work-wise? I think I'd rather finish the factory here and the food factory before we start this silo. I'm just gonna have to take a chance on the crops being available. I just don't want them being too distracted by sending crews in other directions. Technically you're drawing your workforce from the locals anyway. So what's the, we got 139 people. Okay, I'm gonna go for it. About bricks, yes. Well, what we should do now is have both trucks bringing in items. Okay, who's in here? Obviously this is getting a little bit busy. Oh, you've got multiple slots. Why are you insisting on waiting there? Right, we got 27 tons of steel there. So in theory, we can hold this together. We should be able to build the silo. Whether it's going to be ready, but then again, we don't need the silo completely ready on August. Because we got this one here. And what we could do is add, we got the spare slot for here. We could then add this silo to the drop-off points as well. Oh, such is life, such is life. Still don't have any over 21s. I think we can assign you to the Gosport Road crew because I've got a feeling I'm going to need you. And then what we can do is build the footpaths into here. This will give me more than enough expansion because each one of these was at 225. I mean, that one, it gives me the capacity to expand for a third of the population. Just check, yeah. So in theory, they're all in range. But if necessary, we may have to deal with the heating. Once we got this sorted out, we will be moving our attention back to here, trying to make this a little bit more efficient. And more importantly, we're probably do a little bit of work on the tourist area here, see if we can get our tourist income up. Because it's not brilliant at the moment. We're only making about 20,000 a month. I mean, my instinct is to have another hotel here, because I think when this hotel is virtually full all the time, so some guests without service. So if we can start to get, I'd say, maybe another hotel in here. When this is a small hotel. I mean, what have we got here? What's the small one? We could put in. Well, my instinct would be to put it down here, but it's out of range of the heating. So we might. I don't want to crowd that. So maybe what we'll do is we'll put in another hotel there. Actually, let's just plan it. So what we can do is just connect in the infrastructure. Gosport Road crew. And then what we'll do is just run a footpath up here, down to there. And then we can build this in. And then we'll have another hotel here, which we can keep supplied with alcohol and food. And then, because this is a bigger hotel, and we've got the spare population to drive it, that should increase my tourism income, although we're going to have to put some more attractions in. We're definitely going to need to get some heating down here. We've got a possible power connection from here we could put in should we need it. Okay, we're kind of holding fairly static at the moment. The growing season's still going. Let's just see. Right, you need 10 tons. You've got all the steel you need now, so you don't need any steel. You need 7.6 tons of steel. Got 15 tons of steel in there. Right. How much steel do you need? Kind of a bit inclined to. Well, how many jobs have you got? Oh, you're working on the grain storage here. Actually, it's going to rename you. Gosport. Food. Silo. So I actually know that you need 19 tons of steel, but you've got 11. But this is actually going quite well. I'm reaching the end of my time for this video, so this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. In the next part, we will be pushing to try and get this food factory finished and our crops flowing up to here so that we can become independent from having to buy food and possibly even crops, because I mean the city isn't that big and we may even be able to export a little bit of food to make some money and pay off our debts. But until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.